Welcome to Hobo SEO Tips. In this episode, we will explore the basics of Google SEO, or search engine optimization, in our SEO tutorial for beginners. This course is also available free on Google Sheets. If you own, manage, monetize, or promote online content via Google Search, this guide is for you. Whether you're the owner of a thriving business, manage multiple websites, work as an SEO specialist, or a DIY SEO enthusiast, this guide is meant to meet your needs. Adhering to Google's best practices will make it easier for most search engines, including Bing, to crawl, index, and understand your content. Professional search engine optimization is a technical, analytical, and creative process to improve the visibility of a website in search engines. In simple terms, SEO is about getting free traffic from Google, the most popular search engine in the world. And don't believe everything you hear about SEO on social media about making thousands a month with SEO tricks. Google has seen all this before, and you will probably not make a fortune with your first SEO project. With over 20 years of experience as a practicing SEO consultant, I can share with you that SEO is a long-term marketing strategy, not a shortcut. Google says, quote, "Search engine optimization is often about making small modifications to parts of your website. When viewed individually, these changes might seem like incremental improvements, but when combined with other optimizations, they could have a noticeable impact on your site's user experience and performance in organic search results." Google also says, you should build a website to benefit your users, and gear any optimization toward making the user experience better. One of those users is a search engine, which helps other users discover your content. SEO is about helping search engines understand and feature your content. Your site may be large or small and offer vastly unique content, but the optimization topics in this guide apply to sites of all sizes and types. Before we proceed, let's familiarize ourselves with some terms used throughout this tutorial. The index. This is Google's database of web pages, detailing their content and URLs. Indexing is Google adding a fetched and read page to this database. Crawl. This is Google's method of discovering new or updated web pages by following links, reading sitemaps, etc., followed by indexing when suitable. Crawler. This is an automated program that fetches and indexes web pages. Googlebot. This is Google's specific crawler, constantly navigating the web. First, is your website indexed on Google? Check using the site operator to search for your website. If you can find it, then Google knows about your website. If not, we will go into search engine submission problems later. Now, let's look at some initial technical SEO priorities. Have you submitted a sitemap to Google in Google Search Console, or using your Robots.txt file? This is just about the fastest way to let Google know about your new content across your entire site. Have you used a Robots.txt file to block unwanted crawling of non-sensitive information? Have you used more secure methods to prevent the crawling of sensitive or confidential material? Have you blocked your internal search result pages from being crawled by Google? Have you avoided allowing URLs created as a result of proxy services to be crawled? If so, great. If not, those would be the first priorities for you to deal with. Once we know the basics are taken care of, we can move on. Let's now look at optimizing your title tags. A page title tag is an element in HTML that defines the purpose of a web page in a concise, relevant sentence. A title tag is more accurately labeled an HTML title element, and it is very important for SEO. It is best to keep page title tags simple, concise, and highly relevant to the page it belongs to. A page title tag that is highly relevant to the page it refers to will maximize search engine ranking performance, usability, and user satisfaction as Google measures these. The title tag you use will probably be displayed in a web browser's window title bar, bookmarks, and in clickable search snippet links used by Google, Bing, and other search engines. A highly relevant title tag is the crown of a web page with an important keyword phrase, which accurately describes the page, featuring at least once within it. Managing page titles on your website is a key process for successful technical SEO. Here are some questions to ask yourself about the title tags on your own site. Are the page titles on your website unique and accurately describe the content on the page? Do you create unique title elements for each page on your website? Are your page titles brief but descriptive, with no extremely lengthy or unhelpful text or unneeded keywords? Are the title elements descriptive and concise, avoiding vague descriptors like home or profile? Are the title elements not unnecessarily long or verbose? Does the website avoid keyword stuffing in the title elements? Does the website avoid repeated or boilerplate text in title elements? Does the website brand its titles concisely? Is it clear which text is the main title for the page? Is the title element written in the same language and writing system as the primary content on the page? You must ensure you add the important key phrase to your title element once, preferably in the first 8 words, and not beyond 12 words, and be descriptive and relate specifically to your page. You could maximize usability across devices with a concise title element of up to 60 characters, but take note that that may not be optimal for your page rankings. You must ensure you maximize the keywords you use in a title tag, as it is arguably the most important on-page element to optimize. Stick to about 12 words maximum in a title tag. You must also avoid adding irrelevant keywords to page titles on your site and do not duplicate page titles throughout your site. Each page should have a unique title tag. Use only one title per page on your page, and note that Google joins multiple titles it finds into one. Avoid long titles. Observations could indicate that you penalize yourself with very long titles with irrelevant keywords on specific page types. When writing longer title tags, ensure the first 50 to 60 characters include the primary keyword phrase and that this sentence makes perfect sense, because it will be truncated in search results pages. Optimize for searcher intent where relevant using informational, commercial, navigational, and transactional principles. Use interrogative adverbs, adjectives, and pronouns in page titles where relevant to form questions, such as who, where, why, what, how, etc. Avoid extraneous boilerplate title elements across a site with many pages, site-wide keyword stuffing. Use sentence case for your title tags, without the full stop. Capitalize only the first word in your title tag, excluding nouns. Use punctuation sparingly in your title tags. When using an abbreviation in your title tag, spell out the abbreviation in the first paragraph that follows the title. Brand your site in title tags concisely, if at all. Avoid using ing verb forms as the first word in your page title. Avoid contractions formed from nouns and verbs in your title tag, and double contractions. And, if you stick to those guidelines, your title tags are completely optimized. Do not obsess over your title tags. If they are already relevant, succinct, descriptive, and not duplicated across your site, you are in good shape. Next up, let's look at your meta descriptions. These are not used by Google when ranking the page, but may come in useful under some circumstances. A simple approach for you too is to create a 50-word summary of the page, using short sentences, and use this as your meta description. Avoid repetition. Be succinct. Do not keyword stuff. Summarize the page and make the meta description unique to the page on the site. Review and optimize your SERP snippet as you deem necessary. Do note that Google prefers to use text in SERP snippets containing content users can see on the page itself, rather than hidden away in your meta description. Here are some other basics you should know. Have you added a meta description tag to each page of your website? Does the meta description accurately summarize the content of the page? Is the meta description long enough to provide relevant information to users and fully shown in search results? Have you avoided writing a meta description tag that has no relation to the content on the page, using generic descriptions, filling the description with only keywords, or copying and pasting the entire content of the document? Have you used unique meta descriptions for each page? If your site has many pages, have you considered automatically generating meta description tags based on each page's content? This is just about one of the only places Google allowed this type of programmatic SEO, so take advantage of it if you have a very large website. Next, let's look at the headings on your page. Have you used heading tags to emphasize important text? Have you thought about the main points and subpoints of the content on the page and decided where to use heading tags appropriately? Have you avoided placing text in heading tags that wouldn't be helpful in defining the structure of the page, using heading tags where other tags may be more appropriate, or radically moving from one heading tag size to another? Have you used headings sparingly across the page, avoiding excessive use of heading tags, very long headings, and using heading tags only for styling text and not presenting structure? You should use one H1 level heading on a page for the page title or main content heading. Keep headings in order, H1, H2, etc. Keep headings accurate to the text they refer to. Avoid using headings for design elements. Write naturally with keywords in headings if relevant. Use sentence case. Don't include numbers to indicate a sequence of sections. Avoid punctuation. When using an abbreviation, spell out the abbreviation in the first paragraph that follows the heading. For a task-based heading, start with a base form verb, the shortest version of the verb without any endings such as s, ing, and ed. Avoid using HTML code. Use CSS for style rather than using a heading level that doesn't fit the hierarchy. Avoid adding links in a heading. In modern SEO, you may find there is little to no good reason to not keep your H1 and page title the same. Avoid keyword stuffing headings and instead make them for users navigating the page. SEO copywriting is the art of writing high-quality content for search engines on-page, in copy, in page titles, meta descriptions, SERP snippets, and featured snippets. Writing for search engines is not about keyword stuffing text, and an inexperienced writer can absolutely destroy your website rankings in Google. SEO is no longer about repeating keywords. Anything you do to substantiate the quality of the text on the page is going to be some kind of SEO benefit for your website. SEO copywriting requires you create useful and unique content. You must create a high-quality page and include relevant keyword phrases in the copy. You must also use the correct perspective in your writing. Is the content interesting and useful to the target audience? Does the content anticipate the search behavior of the target audience and use appropriate keywords? Is the text well written and easy to read, with no spelling or grammatical errors? Is the content organized into logical chunks with clear headings and subheadings? Is the content unique and not duplicated on other pages on the website? Is the website designed around the needs of users, rather than just to rank higher in search engines? Does the website build trust with users by providing clear information about who publishes the content and its goals? Does the website provide evidence of expertise and authoritativeness on the topic? Is there an appropriate amount of content for the purpose of the page? Are there any distracting advertisements that might prevent users from accessing the content? EEAT stands for expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It comes from Google's Search Quality Rater Guidelines, a 168-page document used by human quality raters to assess the quality of Google's search results. Have you read the Search Quality Rater Guidelines to understand the criteria that search quality raters use to evaluate content based on EAT? See links in the description. Have you considered the importance of the who, how, and why of your content and how it aligns with the EAT principles? Is it clear who authored the content? Are there bylines or author information available? Does the byline provide further information about the author's expertise and background? Have you shared details about the process of creating the content, including any automation or AI involvement? Is the use of automation or AI evident to visitors through disclosures or other means? Are you explaining why automation or AI was seen as useful to create the content? Is the content created primarily to help visitors or to attract search engine visits? Have you self-assessed your content based on the EAT principles and the quality rater guidelines and made any necessary improvements to align with them? Only add unique handwritten content to your web pages. Don't add content to your pages that is found verbatim on other pages on the web. Do not spin text on pages on your site. Google has seen all this before. It will not rank for long. Don't create thin pages with little value add to users. Implement the rel equals canonical link element on all pages on your site to minimize duplicate content. Apply 301 permanent redirects where necessary. Use the URL parameter handling tool in Google Search Console where necessary. Reduce Googlebot crawl expectations. Consolidate ranking equity and potential in high-quality canonical pages. Minimize boilerplate repetition across your site. Don't block Google from your duplicate content, just manage it better using canonical links. Canonical link elements can be ignored by Google. Avoid publishing stubs for text coming soon. Minimize similar content on your pages. Do not canonicalize component pages in a series to the first page. Google don't use link-rel next/previous at all. You can use it if you want, but don't rely on it alone. Translated content is not duplicate content. Block Google from crawling thin internal search results pages. Check for content on your site that duplicates content found elsewhere. An easy way to find duplicate content is to use Google search using quotes. Use Google Search Console to fix duplicate content issues on your site. Now that you know about content and website quality, let's talk about website structure, URLs, and internal links. Are unique URLs used for each piece of content? Are separate URLs used for different content or modified content? Is the website using https:// when possible? Are both the www and non-www versions of the URL redirecting to the same content? Are the path, file name, and query string used correctly? Is the website navigation easy to use for visitors and search engines? Is a breadcrumb list used for easy navigation? Is a simple navigational page provided for users? Is the website hierarchy structured in a natural and easy-to-use manner? Is navigation text-based and not reliant on images or animations? Is a sitemap provided for search engines? Is the navigational page kept up to date with working links? Is a useful 404 page provided to guide users back to a working page on the site? Is the URL structure simple and easy to read? Are URLs constructed logically and in a manner that is most intelligible to humans? Are readable words used in the URL when possible, rather than long ID numbers? Remember that your URLs are a UI, too. Are localized words used in the URL, if applicable? Is UTF-8 encoding used as necessary? Are non-ASCII characters avoided in the URL? Are unreadable, long ID numbers avoided in the URL? If the site is multi-regional, is a URL structure used that makes it easy to geo-target the site? Is a country-specific domain or subdirectory used if that is important? Are hyphens used to separate words in the URL instead of underscores? Are overly complex URLs, especially those containing multiple parameters, avoided? Are common causes of unnecessary high numbers of URLs, such as additive filtering of a set of items, dynamic generation of documents, problematic parameters in the URL, sorting parameters, irrelevant parameters in the URL, and calendar issues, avoided? Are descriptive categories and file names used to organize the website's documents? Are URLs on the website easy to understand and use words that are relevant to the site's content and structure? Are URLs on the website simple, avoiding lengthy URLs with unnecessary parameters and generic page names? is a simple directory structure used to organize the website's content, making it easy for visitors to navigate the site and know where they're at. Are deep nesting of subdirectories avoided, and are directory names related to the content in them? Does the website provide one version of a URL to reach a document to prevent users from linking to different versions and splitting the content's reputation between URLs? If multiple URLs access the same content, does the website use a 301 redirect or the rel equals canonical link element to refer to the dominant URL? Are pages from subdomains and the root directory avoided to access the same content? If so, then your website is very much good to go. Let's talk about internal links on your site. Are JavaScript links avoided, and when not, are using the HTML markup shown in the example provided in Google documentation? Do all links resolve to an actual web address that Google crawlers can send requests to? Is there descriptive anchor text for all links? Is the anchor text reasonably concise and relevant to the page it links to? Is the anchor text specific enough to make sense by itself? Is the anchor text as natural as possible without keyword stuffing? Is there context given to each link in the surrounding text? Are links spaced out with context? Excellent. Then, as long as you link to all your pages from other pages on your site, somewhere, Google can very probably find and understand all your content. Let's now turn our attention to images on your website. Are you using HTML image elements to embed images in your content? Have you used the IMG or picture elements for semantic HTML markup and specified multiple options for different screen sizes for responsive images? Have you avoided using CSS to display images that you want indexed? Accessibility is incredibly important. Have you provided a descriptive file name and alt attribute description for each image? Have you used the alt attribute to specify alternative text for images that cannot be displayed, and to provide information about the picture for users with assistive technologies such as screen readers? Have you used brief but descriptive image file names and alt text, taking note that you should aim to keep your alt text within 16 words to maximize ranking in Google Search and Google Image Search? Have you avoided using generic file names like image1.jpg or writing excessively lengthy file names? Have you avoided stuffing keywords into alt text or copying and pasting entire sentences? Have you supplied alt text when using images as links to help Google understand more about the page you're linking to? Have you avoided writing excessively long alt text that would be considered spammy, and using only image links for your site's navigation? Have you created an image sitemap to provide Google with more information about the images on your site? Have you used standard image formats like JPEG, GIF, PNG, BMP, and WebP, and matched the extension of your file name with the file type? When it comes to alt text for images, be descriptive and concise as possible. Avoid keyword stuffing for search engines. Accessibility practitioners recommend a maximum of 80 characters, so use common sense and be succinct with alt text. JAWS, a popular screen reader, breaks alt text into 125 character chunks for visually impaired users. Avoid optimizing alt text for search engines, as manipulating alt attribute text for SEO benefits often leads to accessibility and ranking problems. Google will count alternative text found in image alt text when ranking pages, and that alt text is counted as part of the on-page text. Alt text is a very light ranking signal compared to other stronger signals, but the text in alt text is very useful for some long-tail searches. Alt attribute text is meant to describe images for accessibility purposes, not just search engine optimization. A text equivalent for every image should be provided for visually impaired visitors. Every image on a page should have an alt attribute. Failure to include alt tags with images represents a priority 1 WCAG error and would mean your website would not be able to comply with basic UK DDA and Section 508 in the US recommendations. Use empty alt tags, called null alt, for spacer images or graphic elements on a page used only for design purposes. Based on independent testing through the years, Google seems to count 16 words maximum as part of image alt attribute text when it comes to helping a page rank in Google search. Use alt attribute text for descriptive text that helps visitors. The alt attribute should be used to describe the image. Don't repeat text already on the page, making the alt text redundant or superfluous. Don't use image of or graphic of to describe the image in alt text. If the content of any image is already presented in context, a null value is appropriate. Don't use alt attribute text alongside ARIA attribute CSS. Google is on record as labeling missing alt text and keyword stuffing as bad. If you follow basic guidelines like these, you can ensure your images and image alt text are optimized properly for both search engines and for those using assistive technology. A mobile-friendly user experience refers to the design and functionality of a website or application that caters to the needs and preferences of users accessing it from mobile devices, such as smartphones and tablets. As mobile usage continues to rise, ensuring a positive mobile user experience has become crucial for the success of any digital platform. You should also know that Google Prima. Does the website use responsive web design, dynamic serving, or separate URLs to make the site mobile-ready? Has the website been tested using Google's mobile-friendly test to check if pages meet the criteria for being labeled mobile-friendly on Google search result pages? Has the website been checked using the Search Console Mobile Usability Report to identify and fix any mobile usability issues? If using dynamic serving or a separate mobile site, is Google signaled when a page is formatted for mobile to accurately serve mobile searchers the content in search results? If using responsive web design, is the meta name equals viewport tag used to tell the browser how to adjust the content? If using dynamic serving, is the very HTTP header used to signal changes depending on the user agent? If using separate URLs, is the relationship between the two URLs signaled using the link tag with rel equals canonical and rel equals alternate elements? Are all page resources crawlable and not blocked by the Robots.txt file? Are all important images and videos embedded and accessible on mobile devices? And is all structured data and other metadata provided on all versions of the pages? Does the website provide full functionality on all devices, including mobile? Are any common mistakes that frustrate mobile visitors, such as unplayable videos or full-page interstitials that hinder user experience, avoided? Has the website been tested with the mobile-friendly test, and both the mobile and desktop URLs tested if using separate URLs for mobile pages? Has Google's mobile-friendly guide been consulted for more information? With JavaScript, developers can manipulate web page content, handle user interactions, and create responsive and interactive user interfaces. It is often used to validate form inputs, display pop-ups, create animations, and update content on the page without requiring a full-page reload. Additionally, JavaScript is frequently used in conjunction with HTML and CSS to create engaging and interactive web applications. Does your website allow Google to access the JavaScript, CSS, and image files used by the website? Have you used the URL inspection tool to see exactly how Google sees and renders your website's content? Is JavaScript used to set or change the meta description as well as the title element? Is the code compatible with Google, and do you follow the guidelines for troubleshooting JavaScript problems? Are meaningful HTTP status codes used, and are they utilized to tell Googlebot if a page can't be crawled or indexed? Are soft 404 errors avoided in single-page apps, and is one of the following strategies used? A. Using a JavaScript redirect to a URL for which the server responds with a 404 HTTP status code, or B. Adding a meta name equals robots content equals noindex to error pages using JavaScript. Is the history API used instead of fragments to ensure that Googlebot can parse and extract your URLs? Is the rel equals canonical link tag used and properly injected? Structured markup, also known as schema markup or structured data, is a specific type of code added to a website's HTML that helps search engines better understand the content and context of the information on a web page. It provides a standardized way to present data to search engines, making it easier for them to interpret and display relevant information in search results. Has structured data markup been added to the website's pages? Have all relevant business entities been marked up, such as products, business locations, opening hours, events listings, recipes, company logo, and others? Have you considered using tools like Google's Data Highlighter and Markup Helper been used to add markup to the pages? Have the pages been checked for errors using the Google Rich Results Test tool? Has the source code of the site been changed only if the implementation of the markup is understood? Has the appearance of the website in Google search results been managed by adding correct structured data? Are the marked up data visible to users? Have you avoided fake reviews or irrelevant markup on the pages? Are the rich result reports in Search Console checked to track how the marked up pages are performing over the past 90 days? Has the gallery of search result types that the website can be eligible for been reviewed? Website promotion is incredibly important. Without promoting your website, you will probably struggle to achieve high rankings in competitive verticals. Some types of website promotion are incredibly risky, like building links. Here are some points to consider to keep you on the right path. Have you promoted your new content through methods such as blog posts or offline promotion? Are you avoiding promoting each new, small piece of content and instead focusing on big, interesting items? Are you avoiding involving your site in link exchange schemes? Have you reached out to sites in your related community to spark additional ideas for content or build a good community resource? Are you avoiding spamming link requests out to all sites related to your topic area or purchasing links from another site with the aim of getting page rank? Have you analyzed your search performance and user behavior to identify issues and improve your site's performance? Have you used Google Search Console or other tools to analyze your search performance, identify crawl issues, test and submit sitemaps, and understand top searches used to reach your site? Have you used web analytics programs like Google Analytics to gain insight into how users reach and behave on your site, discover popular content, and measure the impact of optimizations made to the site? When it comes to website promotion, you need to be very careful to avoid Google's punishment algorithms. Finally, let's look at some practices that Google frowns on. You must ensure you are not creating web spam. What is web spam? Let's explore a couple of examples. Doorway pages, also known as gateway pages or entry pages, are web pages specifically created to rank highly in search engine results for particular keywords or queries. These pages are not intended to provide valuable content to users but rather act as a doorway to redirect visitors to another website or page, often for marketing or promotional purposes. They offer little to no substantive content or value to users, leading to a poor user experience. Search engines, including Google, consider doorway pages to be a violation of their guidelines, as they aim to prioritize quality content and provide meaningful search results to users. As a result, websites that use doorway pages may face penalties, such as lower rankings or removal from search engine results. Does your website have multiple pages or domains with slight variations to rank for specific search queries? Like hundreds or thousands of thin content pages targeted at a specific location? Google usually hates those type of pages. Does your website have intermediate pages that are not as useful as the final destination? Does your website have substantially similar pages that are closer to search results than a clearly defined hierarchy? You must avoid using sneaky redirects. Do you have any redirects on your site? If so, what are their intended purposes? Redirects should be in place for consolidation or redirection old content to relevant up-to-date content. Are any of your redirects intended to deceive users or search engines? Google will work it out over time. Have you checked that all of your redirects are functioning as intended? Have you monitored your site's analytics to ensure that users are not unexpectedly redirected to spammy or irrelevant pages? For if users are, so is Googlebot. Have you reviewed your site's content to ensure that it provides value to users and is not solely generated for the purpose of manipulating search rankings? Search engines like Google are continually improving their algorithms to identify and penalize websites that generate spammy automatically generated content. Such websites are at risk of being removed from search results or receiving significant ranking penalties, as they violate search engine guidelines by offering poor user experiences and attempting to manipulate search rankings, spammy automatically generated content. Have you reviewed all of your site's content for quality and relevance? Are there any pages or sections of your site that are primarily generated through automated processes? Then you need to be extremely careful with these. Is the content on your site original and provides value to users? Have you monitored your site's analytics to ensure that users are engaging with your content and not bouncing off your site? Have you used tools to exclude any spammy content from your site's search results? Search engines like Google actively discourage the creation of thin affiliate pages, as they aim to prioritize high-quality content that meets the needs and interests of users. Websites that are deemed to be thin affiliates may be penalized by search engines, resulting in lower rankings or exclusion from search results. Do you have affiliate links on your site? If so, how do they add value for users? Are any of your affiliate pages primarily composed of content copied from the original merchant? Are your affiliate pages designed to provide value to users beyond simply promoting the affiliate product? Have you monitored your site's analytics to ensure that users are not bouncing off of your affiliate pages? Have you reviewed your affiliate partnerships to ensure they align with your site's goals and values? You must ensure you prevent user-generated spam on your site, as you are ultimately responsible for all that you publish on your own website. Have you implemented measures to prevent spammy user-generated content? Do you monitor your site's public areas for spam and other inappropriate content? Have you provided clear guidelines for users on what is and is not acceptable content on your site? Have you implemented tools to allow users to report spammy content? Have you reviewed your site's terms of service to ensure they clearly outline your policies on user-generated content? You must avoid paid link schemes that are designed to inflate your rankings in Google. Are you buying or selling links for ranking purposes? You had better hope Google does not find them. Are you exchanging goods or services for links? Are you sending someone a product in exchange for them writing about it and including a link? Are you engaging in excessive link exchanges? If you are, Google will identify these and penalize you. Are you using automated programs or services to create links to your site? Are you requiring a link as part of a terms of service, contract, or similar arrangement without allowing a third-party content owner the choice of qualifying the outbound link? Are you using text advertisements or text links that don't block ranking credit using rel equals nofollow? Are you engaging in advertorials or native advertising where payment is received for articles that include links that pass ranking credit, or links with optimized anchor text in articles, guest posts, or press releases distributed on other sites? Are you including low-quality directory or bookmark site links? Are you embedding keyword-rich, hidden, or low-quality links in widgets that are distributed across various sites? Are you including widely distributed links in the footers or templates of various sites? Are you leaving forum comments with optimized links in the post or signature? You must avoid misleading functionality on your website. Are you intentionally creating sites with misleading functionality and services that trick users into thinking they would be able to access some content or services but in reality cannot? Google will identify this over time. Are you claiming to provide certain functionality, but intentionally leading users to deceptive ads rather than providing the claimed services? Again, Google will identify this. You do not publish other people's content on your site, do you? Scraping content is generally considered unethical and can have legal implications, as it may infringe on copyright and intellectual property rights. Moreover, search engines like Google frown upon scraped content and may penalize websites that engage in this practice by reducing their search rankings or removing them from search results. Are you copying and republishing content from other sites without adding any original content or value, or even citing the original source? Are you reproducing content feeds from other sites without providing some type of unique benefit to the user? Are you embedding or compiling content, such as videos, images, or other media from other sites, without substantial added value to the user? Cloaking is considered a violation of search engine guidelines and is seen as a deceptive practice. Search engines like Google take cloaking very seriously and may penalize websites that engage in this tactic by lowering their rankings or even removing them from search results altogether. A couple of simple questions for you will alleviate any concern in this area. Does your website present different content to search engines than to users? No? Good. Does your website insert text or keywords only for search engines and not for human visitors? No, good. Does your website use technologies that search engines have difficulty accessing without cloaking? No? Then you are all good. If your website has been hacked or is spreading malware, it's essential to take immediate action. First and foremost, identify and remove any malicious code or content inserted by the hackers. Then, secure your website by updating all software, themes, and plugins to the latest versions. Change all passwords, especially those of administrators and FTP accounts. After cleaning up your website, use Google Search Console to request a malware review. Google will reevaluate your site and, if satisfied, remove the "This site may be hacked" warning from search results. Your website for any unauthorized content placed due to security vulnerabilities? Have you checked for any code, page or content injection, or redirects that may harm your website visitors or performance in search results? Does your website use hidden text or links to manipulate search engines and not easily viewable by human visitors? Ensure you avoid such practices, or Google algorithms can demote your site in search. Does your website use design elements that show and hide content in a dynamic way to improve user experience? You will need to test this thoroughly. You must avoid keyword stuffing. Does your web pages repeat the same words or phrases unnaturally and out of context? That is really not going to help you in modern SEO. Just make sure the target key phrase is featured in title tag and a few times in relevant text on the page, and you will probably be good to go. Finally, let's look at other Google services you can submit your content to for free. Have you submitted your product catalogs digitally to Google Search to promote your products on Google Shopping, Google Offers, and other properties? Have you checked what resources Google offers to help your small business with Google for Small Business, now known as Google Business Profile? Have you invited customers on a virtual tour of your business with Google Street View? Have you suggested changes to your Knowledge Panel entry to manage your identity as a person, business, or organization on Google with Knowledge Panel? Have you added a card about yourself to Google search results, if available for users in your country, with People Card? Have you promoted your books online and sold your titles through Google's ebook store with Google Books and eBooks? Have you included your scholarly works in Google's academic index with Scholar? Have you appeared in Google News search results or provided digital editions for subscription with Google News? If you are an authoritative or official source of regional data, have you published it through Google with geodata upload for local information? Have you photographed and shared the world with 360 degrees pictures with Photosphere? Have you provided a panoramic virtual tour of your property with Street View for local information? Have you encouraged use of public transit by making it easy to locate routes, schedules, and fares with Transit Partner Program for local information? If you are an authoritative or official source of regional data, have you published it through Google with Geodata Upload for Media? Have you made your videos findable and crawlable by Google Search with Video on Google Search? Have you uploaded, distributed, and monetized your videos with YouTube for Media? Have you added your podcast to Google Podcasts for Media? Have you claimed your business profile on Google if you have a local business? Manage how your business information appears across Google. And that's the end of our SEO tutorial for beginners. I hope you found it useful enough to like, share and subscribe for more Hobo SEO tips. Be sure to check out the Hobo Premium SEO Checklist. This is a complete search engine optimization system for your website and to help you manage your SEO projects. Do take care, and I will talk to you in the next video.